Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and I am super unenthusiastic to talk to you all about Marvel Studios' Blade. Now, this movie was set to be coming out at some point in 2023, got delayed again, directors were fired, and now we're at a point where there are reports about a new director being hired to do this movie. And from what it looks like this director is going to be probably sucking off the fattest chode of Marvel Studios in order to do this movie, because from what I'm seeing here, the reports are saying that Marvel Studios is pretty much impressed with this director, even though not a single shot of this movie has been filmed. So we're going to go ahead and get into the details right now. Here I have the article pulled up from Superhero Hype, and it says here that Marvel Studios' Blade has reportedly been given a director. So the new Blade director is set for the MCU vampire movie. And the much-aligned Blade movie may have found a new director and is still on track to be a big part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So who is the new Blade director? According to a recent report from the World of Real, James Samuel has recently met with Marvel Studios over the potential job, while nothing has officially been announced. And the report mentions that Samuel impressed Marvel, potentially leading up to a partnership. World of Real's reports also mentioned that despite rumors that Blade was going to be canceled by Marvel Studios, that's never been the case. And the report notes that the film is being still listed as a major priority by Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige. Yeah, major priority. If that were the case, then you would have begun shooting this film pronto. Also, you would have stuck with whatever director you had, and maybe you would have listened to some of the pointers that these previous directors that were set to direct these movies, because a lot of these directors, a couple of these directors that were hired to do this movie were fired or they quit on their own due to creative differences, as it goes in the movie business. And Marvel Studios, what the hell? Clearly you've hired some directors that were really passionate about this movie, and you might have let go a couple of gems, honestly. That's from what it looks like. And also Marvel potential, being impressed by Marvel, meaning that they're so impressed with this director that this director, whoever they got, which is actually kind of a new director, is willing to do anything that Marvel tells him to do. That's why they're probably impressed. Remember, I'm about to get into more details in just a sec, but this director literally made his directorial debut back in 2021 or 2022 or something like that. So he's kind of the new kid on the block. And I'm sorry if I sound a little stuffy, because I was a little stuffy this morning. I think I'm getting sick. So the history of Blade's director and development of the film is long gone. Prior to Samuel's rumored involvement, the movie was set to be directed by Bassam Tariq. However, Tariq left the project in 2022 and was replaced by Jan Demenge, who subsequently left as well. And the movie will reportedly star Mahershala Ali and Mia Goth, and it was rumored to be playing the role of Lilith. And you gotta remember another thing. We're already approaching 6 years since this movie was announced in San Diego Comic-Con back in 2019. So almost 6 years ago, this movie was already set to be made, and almost 6 years later, nothing has been shot. They have not moved forward with any single script. Neither did they move forward with any director whatsoever, because they left due to probably creative differences or whatnot. It's starting to lend more credence that the fact that, Marvel's just pretty much difficult to work with, I guess. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what Kevin Feige is doing, but this movie needs to be saved. Honestly, I'm kind of losing faith, but then again, at the same time, you get gems like Deadpool, Wolverine, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 due to having good directors attached to those projects. That had nothing to do with Marvel Studios, honestly. It's just it had more to do with great writers and good directors who are passionate and care about these projects, and that's pretty much it. That's where I lose faith in Marvel Studios as a whole. It's more about the directors and the writers that are attached to these projects that are actual gems, like those movies that I just listed. And I only hope that Blade can be a gem just like Deadpool and Wolverine and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That's really what I really want out of this. So originally set to release on November 3rd, 2023, Blade ended up being delayed to September 6th, 2024. Now the film is currently without a release date. Although World of Reels reports notes that Marvel is potentially eyeing a November 1st, 2024 start date for production to begin. And Samuel, who also goes by The Bullets, which is who calls you that? Hey, The Bullets, get over here. Seriously. What a stupid nickname. Made his feature debut, film directorial debut in 2021 with the Netflix Western, The Harder They Fall. The movie earned a BAFTA award for Outstanding Debut by a British Writer, Director, or Producer. In 2023, Samuels wrote and directed The Book of Clarence, which starred Lakeith Stanfield. Wesley Snipes previously starred as the titular Daywalker in a New Line Cinema Blade trilogy from the 90s to early 2000s. He was then played by Kirk Sticky Fingers Jones in the 2006 Spike TV series. Most recently in 2022's Marvel Midnight Suns video game, the character was voiced by Michael Jai White, which is a cool fact because Michael Jai White has been around in a lot of comic book movies like The Dark Knight, for example, and some other movies of the past like Spawn. You know, guy's a big comic book buff, I guess you could say. Also, he's in real total shape. The guy's like, you know, I think in his late 50s or something like that, or early 60s. I could be wrong, but he's in total shape, man. The guy is ripped. But anyway, and there you have it. I honestly don't really have too much faith in this movie. I would have to see a single like frame to like determine to see if I would be interested. From, I guess, Marvel saying that they're impressed with this director, I think it means that this they pretty much got this director to cave, and they got him to do exactly what they want. Meaning Marvel probably, and these are reports from the past, but there were reports saying that Blade's daughter will be involved, and I get it, she's a character from the comics, but Blade won't exactly be the main character in his own movie. Rather, like, the daughter would be the main character in the movie, or one of the main characters, and some other things like that. And I'm like, nobody wants to see that. They want to see Blade killing vampires. That's pretty much it. It's a vampire movie. How can you take such a simple concept and make it complicated and uninteresting as that, basically? Like how can you do something like that? And I think it just lends more credence to that, because Marvel's like, hey, here's a new kid on the block who's pretty much new to making movies and directing movies. Why don't we hire him? And I'm pretty sure he'll get to do exactly what we tell him to do. That's just my theory overall. And you let me know your thoughts. Comment down below if you're excited for the Blade movie. Personally, I don't really care. I almost completely forgot about this movie. That's how much I care. And I never thought this movie was going to be made or be like considered a actual top priority, which honestly, it doesn't feel like a top priority in my opinion, based on like the way that they're treating this project. Mahershala Ali has to have had lost his patience by now, and I don't know how he's still attached to this at all, but I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Until then, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell notifications so y'all don't miss anything. Dislike the video if you did, and as always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.